What if tomorrow there were no politicians, only AI making every decision?
For centuries, governments have been built on human judgment, negotiation, ideology, and compromise. Kings ruled by lineage, parliaments by debate, and modern states by bureaucracy. Yet every system shared one constant weakness: human limitation. Bias, corruption, inefficiency, short-termism, and ego have repeatedly eroded public trust. Now imagine a radical pivot. What if artificial intelligence replaced government? Not assisted government. Not digitized bureaucracy. Replaced it. In this scenario, governance is no longer driven by politicians, elections, or ministries, but by a centralized AI governance engine, fed by real-time data, historical precedent, legal frameworks, economic indicators, and ethical constraints. Decisions are not debated, they are calculated. Budgets are allocated based on measurable impact, not lobbying. Laws are enforced uniformly, without favoritism. Policies adapt dynamically, updating as conditions change. In theory, this marks the end of political theater. No speeches. No rallies. No broken promises. Just outcomes. I-governance would begin where today's systems fail most: efficiency and trust. An AI does not need re-election. It does not accept bribes. It does not protect dynasties or donors. It operates 24/7, processing millions of variables simultaneously: healthcare demand, climate data, employment trends, supply chains, making decisions at machine speed. From a purely operational lens, this is governance upgraded. But governance is not only about optimization. It is about legitimacy. Who authorizes this AI? Who defines its objectives? Whose values are embedded in its code? Historically, governments derive power from consent, explicit or implied. An AI has no face to vote for, no ideology to reject, no leader to overthrow. Authority becomes abstract, embedded in algorithms rather than institutions. Power shifts from parliaments to data centers. Supporters would argue this is progress, a post-political world where evidence beats emotion. Critics would warn that removing humans from governance risks removing accountability itself. This is the foundational dilemma. AI can govern better, but can it govern legitimately? Before AI can replace government, society must first decide whether it values perfect decisions more than human agency. That question sets the tone for everything that follows. An AI-run government would not resemble today's institutions. There would be no ministries in the traditional sense. Instead, governance would operate through interconnected decision systems, each optimized for a specific domain. Think less cabinet and more operating system. At the core would sit a national governance AI, NA, a sovereign digital brain responsible for strategic direction. Around it, specialized modules would handle healthcare, taxation, justice, defense, infrastructure, education, and welfare. Healthcare funding, for example, would be adjusted weekly based on hospital load, demographic trends, disease outbreaks, and cost-effectiveness models. No annual budget speeches. No delays. Taxation would become adaptive. Instead of static slabs, AI would optimize tax rates in real time, balancing revenue needs with economic growth and social equity. Tax evasion would plummet, not through raids, but through predictive compliance. The justice system would be among the most controversial transformations. Judges could analyze precedents, evidence, and sentencing patterns to ensure consistency. Bias, racial, political, or financial, could theoretically be eliminated. Yet critics would argue that justice without human empathy risks becoming mathematically fair but morally hollow. Defense and security would shift from reactive force to predictive prevention. AI could identify unrest, economic stress, or radicalization patterns months before crises erupt. Wars might be avoided not through diplomacy, but through early algorithmic intervention. Public services would become seamless. No forms. No queues. No intermediaries. Citizens interact with the state through AI interfaces, voice, text, biometric authentication. The state knows your needs before you articulate them. This is governance as infrastructure, not performance. However, such a system would require unprecedented data access. Every transaction, movement, communication pattern, and biometric signal becomes an input. Privacy, as historically understood, would be redefined, or sacrificed. The system's greatest strength would also be its greatest risk: total visibility. An AI government works only if society accepts that transparency flows one way, toward the system. Whether citizens are comfortable with that trade-off remains an open question. Part 3. The risks. When power has no face, approximately equals 500 words. Replacing government with AI does not eliminate power, it concentrates it. The most dangerous misconception is that AI is neutral. It is not.